And here I was thinking that the Habs could possibly come out of the gate looking sluggish and slow from having too much time off. You know, too much rest. But boy was I ever wrong, because they came out on fire right from the very beginning, scoring just a few seconds into the game, and the line that was getting on the board early was the Kotkaniemi, Barn, and Lehkonen line, and I remember before the game scratching my head and thinking, oh boy, poor Kotkaniemi, he's definitely going to miss Toffoli and Armia on his wing. But I gotta say, Pa Barn and Arturi Lehkonen, they stepped up, they filled the void, and they looked good this game. Really good, in fact. So Kotkaniemi scores early into the game, and shortly after that, it's our little piece of trade bait, Arturi Lehkonen, getting on the board. And now it's 2-0, and I can sit on the couch and exhale. I expected a pushback from the Oilers, but there wasn't really any extended period of time during this whole game that the Oilers had any pressure. They looked asleep. The Habs were on cruise control, and the Oilers were on snooze control. They definitely looked like a team that played the night before, that's for sure. I thought Koskinen looked really shaky the whole game as well, especially in the first, when it felt like he was fighting the puck every single shot. Not only did the Habs add another goal during this period, giving them a 3-0 lead, compliments of Gallagher, but they also wired a couple of shots off the goalpost and the crossbar, and this could have easily been 5-0 or worse in the first 20 minutes of play. There was visible frustrations in the eyes of Connor McDavid. He threw a cheap shot at Kotkaniemi during the game. Yeah, he was just not having a good time at all. And as for the cheap shot, I'm going to talk about that a little later in another video. So let's talk about the second period now. It seemed like things, were starting to get under control a little more. The Habs continued doing an excellent job shadowing Connor McDavid. I mean, every single shift this guy had, he had an extra shadow surrounding his body, and it usually was Philip Deneau, who's an expert at this sort of thing. Yeah, excellent job at shutting down your top dog yet again. Now, McDavid would score a goal here, but upon video review, it was determined that the play was offside, so a very good heads-up call here by Dominique Ducharme and the coaching staff behind the Habs bench. A nice win for sure. The Deneau, Gallagher, and Tatar line would get another good shift deep into the Oilers zone, and after some hard forecheck by Gallagher, he poke checks the puck, and Deneau feeds a beautiful pass cross ice over to Tatar, who makes no mistake and beats Koskinen again, giving the Habs a 4-0 lead. It's now the second intermission. Popcorn is in the microwave. Everybody's expecting a good finish, and that is exactly what we get. Because the third period was also mostly dominated by the Habs, they didn't give up many opportunities, although Josh Anderson did take a penalty late into the third period, and at that point I was thinking, oh God, the Carey Price shutout curse continues. But nope, they did a good job holding down the fort, and Price earns his first shutout of the season on a rather harmless looking game against the Edmonton Oilers. I mean, I think they only tallied like 16 shots on Price, while the Habs doubled that number in shots. Now, lost in all this madness was the return of Casper the Ghost himself, Michael Frolik, a man that many of the fans forgot was even signed by the Habs. But he played his first game of the season, and he took a big hit early in the game, but stayed in there and for the most part played a sound game. I actually thought that the fourth line looked pretty good this game. They had a couple of shifts where they had a ton of pressure on the Edmonton Oilers. Corey Perry himself had quite a few chances and looked good. So yeah, how good was that to watch, guys? That was refreshing for sure. It was awesome to see the Habs come out and control the full game like that. Next up is the Senators, and keep in mind that we could see Tyler Toffoli return during the next game, or at least that's what we're all hoping for here, right? That's on our Easter Bunny wish list. So make sure you tune in and catch my game preview for that one. And I will be uploading my thoughts on the Connor McDavid elbow that we saw last night, so keep your eye out on that one as well. And if you like these kind of videos, please consider hitting that subscribe button, punching it, slapping it, whatever you want to do, as I upload hockey content daily. So stay safe and go Habs go!